All right, this is KevinSvensonCrypto, is where we defy tyranny. Doing two in 2 days, doing pretty good so far. Feeling a lot better today. I was still a little bit under the weather yesterday, but we'll see how we get through this. We're still continuing this uptrend, which is pretty interesting to me. Looks like we're kind of running out of steam a little bit, but now we're kind of making this whole another ascending triangle wedge. So, I mean, these things will often break up. So let's take a quick look and see what the possible outcome of this flag would be. And we're looking at, let's see, 30, 31K, which is ain't that beautiful. And honestly, it could even be more. If we wanted to look at it, that's like a minimal target if it breaks up. Yeah. That's very minimal. So really, if you wanted to measure this whole move, you could take it like this. I feel like this move already played out. But if you're looking real aggressive, so this is moderate. I said this is minimum. This is probably moderate aggressive. 32.8. And if we wanted to really get clever here and real optimistic, look at this whole thing as a flagpole. And, everyone's talking about $1 million Bitcoin, and it's not going to happen. But if you wanted to get real crazy with this, you're looking at a 39 to 40K Bitcoin. And what kind of time period will we look at here? Let's take a look at time frames. So if we did this in, let's see, 12 days. So you're saying another 2 weeks we could get to 40K? I mean, it's pretty aggressive, very unlikely in my opinion. But these are like some price targets that could happen. And honestly, that would be somewhat believable. And then we'd come back down to like 22 or 25K. And what's interesting, I made these support and resistance lines, maybe, I don't know, a month ago, maybe more. And we're at that prime resistance line. Look at all these lines. We came down, kind of hit all these lines, these resistances, just as I kind of said we would. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm a genius or anything. It's just markets flow and go up and down, not randomly. They look for volume where price has been traded the most, or where the volume is, where the people are shorting and longing. There's gaps and stuff, and price will work itself in those gaps over time. So it's kind of interesting. It's like you're watching a hockey puck go up. You kind of could predict the patterns and where they go. Anyway, I think it's really likely we get to the 30 to 40K, like somewhere in the 30s. I'm not seeing this wave end yet, and the stochastic RSI on the daily could stay up here for another few weeks. We're not exhausted completely yet. Maybe we come down, we cool off for a minute and come back up. What's the 4 hour? 4 hour looks like it's recharging. Falling wedge. We're getting a little bit of, I guess you could call this a bearish divergence and higher highs. I mean, really, it kind of looks like it's just recharging for another run up. Look at the weekly. Weekly, that cross up was really aggressive. That kind of tells me we're going to go up. And we still have room to run. Maybe we cool off for the next few days or a week. That would be the positive, hopefully thing. That's what we want. But we're at that zone, that really heavy resistance zone. We pop through this. It's possible that this 28 to 30K becomes the next heavy support. Maybe we come down and wick. Someone also talking about this. Basically, it's a dragonfly doji. When you come down and wick up real hard, that's showing a reversal, a really strong reversal. And there was a lot of volume behind that. So look at the volume. Look at the news coming through here. Best crypto to buy. XRP has been running today really hard. Interesting. Maybe there's something going on. Arbitrum is about to have an airdrop. I don't know if I qualify for any of that. I didn't really do a whole lot. Maybe a year or two ago I did. I don't really remember. But yeah, it looks like altcoins are starting to pucker up a little bit, which is interesting. They've been really quiet recently, but Ethereum and some of those other ones, XRP, Let's look at some of the big gains. XRP is a big gainer. XLM is following XRP because they're kind of on the same ISO 222. I forget 2022. I forget what tokens are called, but they're the same type. Banking tokens, I guess. Remittance tokens. ADA Cardano is making some good runs, finally puckering up. And it's still so early. I was just looking at the charts. Like, yeah, I could see you like thinking that maybe it's too late to get into Bitcoin for any real gains like that. This has been a pretty good run. I mean, just from this to there, I mean, we've gone up 40, almost 50% since the Dragonfly Doji. And if you want to count from the bottom, we're up almost 100% from 15K. So I mean, yeah, you've missed some of the gains, but I mean, I think in the next couple of years we're going to get to 100K on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin dominance is at 46, 47%. I think it'll top out at 50. I don't think they're going to go up much further than that. But Bitcoin is the one that holds this whole thing together, and it's the digital gold, and it's the one that's most established, the most decentralized. It's a lot's been built on it. Stacks has been running because they're building NFTs and I think smart contracts on the Bitcoin blockchain, and that's just that's the thing, That is the thing. It's really exciting to see it finally. We're kind of breaking out of all this. The Dixie apparently had a death cross or something. I don't really know. I don't know what death cross that was, but it looks like we're falling and probably come back down to $1 and then buy pump or something. I don't really care. I don't care about the dollar anymore. It seemed like countries were trying to get out of it, which is interesting. The stablecoin stuff was kind of sketchy. There's 68. The greed is getting kind of. I'm a little worried about the greed. So I feel like we might get a cool down to like 25K over the weekend or something. I think a cool off would be very beneficial. Let's take a look at Crypto Watch if we can get there. It needs to recharge. Yeah, I mean, back to this. I mean, this whole thing started with this big short payout funding rate thing. I could tell when that happened that we were going to be going up, and that's where we're at. The last time it was like this was the 15K level. But yeah, we're getting to these higher levels of the open interest. Fear and greed's going up. I mean, maybe we get a little more further up. It's just kind of like we're just getting a little bit too overzealous. But Bitcoin dominance is redlining. Last time it redlined this hard was a year ago. So it's likely that we'll come back down and let all kind of altcoins run. I'm not trying to think of the news that's going on today. I try to listen into stuff. Unfortunately, Crypto Banter that ran is sick today, so I couldn't get his alpha. I listened to a few other little things, nothing too crazy. Everything's waiting on the FOMC meeting. Powell to talk tomorrow. That's going to be like watching the Super Bowl more than likely. But back to this. I don't know if we can get in here. What is this? Yeah. I don't need to see the order book. Do I need to see this? Hang on one second. Let me get this. Yeah, here we go. Let's also pull this down. Here we go. And here we are. So this is the VPVR, weekly VPVR. Like as I said, we came down and hit this. That's exactly what I thought it would do. And now we're going to be jumping around in this area for the next few months more than likely. 31 is the beginning of the resistance. 38 is the end. So back to the 38 to 40. We could go all the way up there. So maybe we jump around here for the next few months, hit this. Maybe even get a wick up to fucking 46 or something. And pull back down and fall back down to 20. This will probably be the next layer. It's 23 to 24K. Maybe even scare everybody and go back to 19 or 20. I doubt that. I don't think this cycle is going to be like last cycle's volatility, but it could be. You never know. You got to be prepared for all this stuff. Take a look at the crypto bubbles. Which ones have been really running? Hex, I do not like that. Just because I don't like Richard Hart. He's kind of full of himself, and I just don't like it. But maybe there's some good in there. XLM, XRP, obviously. Synthetics, is probably a good one to start picking up. Stacks had a really good run. I want to stack more of that, but I have a big position, and I don't know. Just it's gotten expensive all of a sudden. Litecoin, BCH. Let's see. With the big, XRP is kind of having its day today, isn't it? I think that's the big runner. I'm just trying to take a look at Ethereum Classic, Stellar. Altcoins are still kind of like stagnant. We're actually really not that far up on Bitcoin today because it had a big slump yesterday. Atom, DYDX, Exchange, Algo, HBAR. There's some of the ones I've been buying. Cake Uni, Ethereum Classic, Atom, Near. I mean, it's just like all of these coins. Looking at these charts, you zoom out for the year or two, it's like everything is so at the bottom. Like you've picked the good ones, you're going to be doing pretty good, I think. So that's kind of where I'm at. See if this gives us any other. XRP is the one. Doge is actually having a good run. Cardano, ADA. Charles Hoskinson had a really good podcast, or not podcast, I guess AMA or update yesterday. Like, I suggest everyone listen and share what he said yesterday because it was just so brilliant from the heart. This guy, Charles Hoskinson, IOHK, ADA, Cardano. He's the ex-Ethereum founder. That guy, I think he has great ideas, and he's a visionary. I mean, maybe he's a dreamer, but maybe he's not the only one. So check it out. I think I'm right. Jump off here. I just want to do a quick update and take a look at the charts, but it's looking pretty bullish, honestly. But maybe we get a cool off into the 23, 24K level. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There's just a lot. The Fed and Powell is probably going to control everything tomorrow, so the volatility will probably come and continue. So we'll see what happens. All right, hang in there, and we'll try to do a deep dive. I think tomorrow on some of these altcoins. I want to start talking about them and the ones that I'd be focusing on, and just really, there's a lot of opportunity right there. So, all right, base.